Hey everybody, welcome back to Touching Glass Podcast with me, the only host you will probably ever get for this podcast, unless I can get like a Brad Pitt. But I mean, to me, I am Brad Pitt. The Bruins. Oh, apparently my mic is like way too loud right now. Um, Weird. I'm just saying one thing and it's going way too loud. That should be okay. Let's try that. Every time. Yep. Okay, something's going on. Let's try that. Does that change anything? Yep. Up. Okay, I can just cut this out loud. There's a Boston game currently right now against the Tampa Bay Lightnings. It was a very close game. I was listening to it. I watched a little bit of it. It was back and forth game. It was tied 1-1, and then 30 seconds left, just before the period ends, Tampa scores 5-4 through Swayman's legs, and so now Boston has to come back from behind to try and win it. But while this game is going on, and while there's breaks, I'll be talking about Boston, obviously. Oh, it's a 2-on-1 right now. Oh, nice, they missed. Oh, they just didn't set up the play properly. The puck is in their zone right now. I can't show this because there's legal reasons. So right now the puck is in their zone. They're still kind of fiddling with it. Shot on goal. It was a good shot. I mean, it was an okay shot. Like, it wasn't the best. Dumped out. Okay. So the leading scorer right now for Boston is clearly David Pastrnak. Where is my mouse? My mouse is gone. Oh, no, there it is. Leading scorer is David Pastrnak. Excellent player for Boston. Has just been a dominant player since getting drafted by Boston in 2000 and... I don't remember what year. 2019, I think? No, that seems too early. So, 2000, I don't know. Somewhere between 15 and, 18, I think. But has just been a dominant player for Boston, is a dominant player in the league. He's a player that anybody would love to have on their team. So he's just been incredible. They finally locked him up. I think he just is in his first year of his 8-year contract at $10 million, and that is how you properly pay your players. You don't just instantly overpay them. I'm looking at you, Toronto, because Toronto is probably going to lose William Nylander, a valued player to their team, but they're going to lose him because they literally don't have money, or they're going to use all of their depth money basically, and then they're not going to have any depth, and then they're going to complain that they have no depth, and then they're going to complain at their depth that they think that they're the problem. It's no, it's not the depth, it's the three guys that are getting way too overpaid. I get they're worth that money, but they weren't worth that money at the time they accepted it. They're probably worth the money now, but now that you've overpaid them, they want to continue to be overpaid. There's not really... Oh, it's a 2-on-1. Tampa and Lorai's in the middle. Okay, nice. Lorai has been playing amazingly for Boston. He's kind of turned himself into a curler, which is kind of what Boston needs for their defensemen. They need a lot of shutdown defensemen. They've had great success with offensive defensemen. Obviously, the big name years ago, Bobby Orr, but in modern day, they had Torrey Krug, they have Matt Grzelcyk. They have McAvoy. McAvoy is a big body, but he plays better offensively rather than defensively. And the really only two defensive defensemen that they have are Forbit and Carlo. And I love Carlo. Big 6'4" guy, huge guy, very helpful to the team. But if we only have one of them and he's stuck in a 2-on-1, it doesn't really help his case. And Carlo has actually really picked up his game. He has a +8 right now. He doesn't score a lot, but a +8 is the second highest, tied for the second highest. Okay, third highest, tied for the third highest on the team for plus minus. That's huge. That's amazing right now. Everybody is playing amazingly right now. And I will talk about the big news about a certain player. I won't go into further details because I personally haven't seen any articles yet. But whatever. I'll talk about it now. Milan Lucic, one of my favorite on-ice players. I never actually met the guy. I had a chance, but he wasn't there when I met some of the team. On ice, he's been my favorite player, but just this past week, there was a little skirmish. I mean, it was a very serious issue. He got drunk. He got into a fight with his wife. I believe he did hit her, and I do not commend his actions at all. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, blah blah blah. He's been a great player. No, he was a great player back then. He is a terrible person for what he did, and I do hope that he does. I mean, obviously, it was a complete mistake that he did it, or maybe it wasn't. I don't know the guy. I've never met him. Boston scored! It was the worst timing to talk about that. Yeah, but I was just talking about such a sad moment. But I'm not going to talk about it anymore. What happened has happened. He was my favorite player, and now my new favorite player is probably Pasternak, because I love his game. And I don't want to shed too much light on what Lucic did. What he did was terrible. I don't want him to do it again. I doubt he's ever going to play for Boston again or for another national hockey team, which sucks. But I was gonna say a nice thing, but honestly, there's nothing. I don't want to sugarcoat anything here. He did a bad thing. He'll probably be cut from the team, and that'll probably be the end of his career, which is unfortunate. But I'm for on his wife's side. I'm for the side of the abused and the abuse and the abused, not the abusive. I'm for his wife's side. I would like to fully see an article just to confirm what a lot of people are saying. Because you always do have to what's the word? How's the saying go? You always have to. They're not guilty until proven guilty, but a lot of people kind of get that backwards. But again, if he did it, and if he actually did it, he's a bad person. I don't want to talk about it anymore until I know fully, but I'm not going to sit here and pretend he didn't do anything bad. Like I want to wait for both sides. But to get back to the positives, it's now 2-2, 12 minutes left on the third. It's just been a back and forth situation right now. Nobody has really kind of taken the lead. Every time I kept kind of looking over at the screen, Boston had the puck, Tampa had the puck, Boston had the puck. Nobody was really getting any opportunities right now. Boston does have the puck in Tampa's zone, but they're kind of... Oh, breakaway. Not a breakaway. Hey, Boston scored! Just as I was talking about that, too. It was almost a breakaway, but I think what happened, it was like... Beecher got his first goal, and his dad's there. It's the dad's trip. Right. I think it's the dad's trip. Yeah, sick. I freaking love Beecher. Beecher, to actually talk about a good point about Lucic, Beecher is, I think, going to be the next Lucic. That was a beautiful shot by Beecher. Like, Beecher is this big, power forward body, has a beautiful shot. Man, that was a really nice shot. Oh, sorry. Had a freaking head itch. So that was his first goal, right? No, he has had a second goal before. But that was huge for him to get because he hasn't really been playing that great lately. But it's a scuffle in front of Boston's net. But what's the lines? I forget now. Because he's on a line, I think, that's been doing good. But he has a -3, but I think it goes individually based. Yeah, so this fourth line has been playing like great. Like Oscar Steen, John Beecher, and Lauko have all been playing great, which is very nice because this fourth line is like a very similar fourth line from the 2011 Cup team, because you have John Beecher being kind of the Andrew Ference type player, and then you have it's a 5-on what the hell? It's a 5-on-3. Tampa, what the? I don't know what the hell just happened there. It was a 5-on-3, and then the stream skipped, and then Tampa scored. But it's now not a 5-on-3. So they must have scored it at the end. They must have scored it when it was 5-on. No, it was 5-on. It was 5-on-5. Damn, that was actually McAvoy's fault. I mean, Marchand almost stopped that, but that was kind of McAvoy's fault. He tends to do that, I've realized. Are they going to challenge? Montegbo is pissed. I can't tell if they're going to challenge or if he's just pissed. I think he's just pissed. Because I think they already challenged a call before. Maybe not. Maybe they have 2 challenges. I'm not sure how many challenges they get. It could, what I saw, and basing it off of the situation that's happening now, could be goal interference, but nobody's talking to anybody. So no, maybe it is goalie interference. Because now they're talking, now the refs are talking. Or maybe it's a penalty that should have resulted in a no goal. Nope. Nope. Okay. He just said no. There was probably a call there, but he probably watched it. I wonder if they give coaches an opportunity to watch it once and then decide in the moment, or if they just have to remember if they want to challenge it or not, like remember what the play was. But I think they do get to look at the play one time before they challenge, because like there's so much going on in the coach's head that like how are you supposed to remember? Was it goalie interference and did Brad Marchand score? Like there's so many things going on in your head. I feel like they would allow you to watch it one time. But yeah, the fourth line like right now is I think a very similar fourth line to the 2011 team, with John Beecher being the Andrew Ference kind of type, where like I mean John Beecher is actually bigger, because Andrew Ference and Daniel Palais were kind of they weren't big bodies. They were like averagely big. Like they were 6 feet, I think. Like they weren't small guys, but they were an average height. But they played like they were like 6'5". They played like they were big people. I forget who the third guy was on the line. But I mean, good example is nobody really considered Oscar Steen to be where he is today. He's really picked up his game, and for a little bit there, I thought they were going to cut Oscar Steen because he hasn't really established himself fully. Like he was kind of up and down over the years, and he's now 25, and that's kind of the age where like you make that hard decision. You're like, okay, is this guy going to make it on the roster or not? And he's obviously made it, like number 62. And then Laukos, kind of same thing. He is younger, luckily, by 2 years. But same thing, he's been kind of up and down and not really... They weren't really sure what he was going... there's a penalty, a tripping call. They weren't really sure what Lauko was going to do. He was, I think, a draft pick from 2019. I could be wrong. 2nd round, 3rd round. I think he was in the same draft as Studnicka, so I think 2019. And I remember when they drafted him, Lauko was like, I'm one of the best draft picks that this franchise has ever taken. And they're like, okay. And then at first he wasn't really the best, but I mean, he's kind of turned himself into a consistent 4th line to 3rd line player. It's on break right now. Jake DeBrusk, how has Jake DeBrusk been doing? I think like good. Man, I really like Morgan Geekin. He was doing good. He was a +4, and then he got majorly injured, which sucks. Yeah, because that's why we signed Danton Heinen. But when we get Morgan Geekie back, I wonder who's going to be taken out, because, like, this line has been playing great. And this line has been playing great. Like, Danton Heinen was a perfect player to put into Portis's and Jake DeBrusk. I just realized Jake DeBrusk is not playing on the first line with Brad Marchand and Pasternak. I think they tried it again, but I think why he was playing so good is because he had Bergeron next to him, and so he hasn't really been playing good. Actually, no. I think they changed up the fourth line. I think they put Frederick. I don't know. The lineups are kind of a little bit different right now. Frederick was never this high, but Frederick has been playing great. Frederick has 5 goals in 16 games. Like, that's incredible for his value right now. He was picked in 2019, I believe, at the end of the first round, and everybody, like a year and two after, everybody's like, oh, like this player kind of sucks. Like, he's not good. Oh, it was a whatever it's called, slashing, I think. Oh, not slashing. I guess sticking. I don't know. He hit his stick into his face. But the 2 players that have really surprised me, actually 3, honestly. Well, I mean, Matthew Portis has surprised everybody. I don't think anybody knew that Matthew Portis... I know that's not how you say his name, but... oh, I thought they just scored. Because I saw Swayman, like, drop his shoulders. Oh, get it out? Yeah, nice. Matthew Portis has surpassed everybody's expectations of him. This is his very first year, and nobody expected him to play this good. I get it's only been 16 games, but that's pretty good for a 16-game stretch. Like that's very good. Even if he goes and does terrible for the rest of the season, knock on wood that he doesn't, but even if he does, it's a very low chance that happens. Like, he's been playing good for 16 games. If he can at least continue this streak for another 16 games, that's at least excellent value. Like, that's perfect. That's good enough value at that point. If he can go on a stretch for 40 games and do that, then that's excellent value for this guy. And he was basically the player to replace Bergeron, which I get nobody's going to replace Bergeron right off the bat, but he's making a damn good case right now. And then Javier, Zaka, and Coyle have all been playing amazingly. Zaka, it's now his first full year with Boston, I think. I don't remember if they got him last year or the year before, but he's been playing... Oh, Swayman's out of that. Okay. He's been playing fantastic. Like, right now he has 6 goals, 13 points in 16 games. He's a +8. Like, he's... Oh, I thought they just scored. He's doing like way better than people assumed he would, because this is his first official year. Puck went out. Is that... Oh, just a pause. That's actually good that there was a pause, because now everybody can, at least Boston can reset. Coyle, I don't know where that's coming from Coyle. That, like, he's been here for 5 years, and I don't know. It just he's randomly playing good. I think because he actually has proper line mates. Like, Frederick's not his typical line mate, but he actually has, like, somebody else. Like, you have the big body forward in Coyle, and then you have Javier, who's the more, like, skillful guy, and then you kind of have Frederick, who just wants to take everybody's heads off, which is... I love Frederick. Frederick is honestly one of my favorite players, because he honestly just wants to punch everybody in the head. Like, he is one of the best players. And then Jake DeBrusk and Portis and Heinonen all play well together, because they all play their own game, but very similarly. Like, they're all pretty much the same height, I think, but they all play a very, like, kind of pass first, or kind of yeah, kind of pass first type of game, like the all weird version of David Krejci. But like, if you pass enough times, you're eventually going to confuse the goalie enough, and then you still have two other defensemen. And the beautiful thing with even Frederick, with all of these three guys, is they're not just, and when they do shoot it, they're shooting it from the point, and either one of two things is going to happen. They're going to miss, well, they're going to purposely miss, and the puck's going to be deeper, or they're actually going to perfectly shoot it on net and get it in. Because Boston has been playing a great game with tipping. They're putting two guys in front, like close front, but kind of like staggered, so they're not like next to each other. They're kind of like this, like one person's out back and one person's out front, and then the other two opponents are in the middle of them, so they're kind of trapping them. And then there's four guys standing in front of the opponent's goalie, and that goalie can't see. And then for defense, I'm very happy that they're putting Lohrei on the first line. Lohrei has been working out perfectly, and once Grzelcyk comes back, that's going to be huge for Boston, because then Ian Mitchell will come out, and Mitchell hasn't been the greatest. No, wait, it wasn't. Oh, wait, Shattenkirk. I completely forgot about Shattenkirk. Why is he not playing in? He has to be injured. I wonder if it's going to tell me. No, just Morgan Geekie and Grzelcyk. So I guess Shattenkirk is just a whatever it's called, a healthy scratch. Which, I mean, that's a pretty good player to have on healthy scratch. So Boston again has a very good problem. They have a lot of players that are too good. Like, they have too many good players. Once they get Grzelcyk back, I think that fourth line of Grzelcyk and Forbort is going to be amazing, because then you have like the big body line of Carlo and Lindholm, and then you right up front, and then you have 6'4" Lohrei with Charlie McAvoy. And again, Lohrei, he's kind of the new guy, so putting him with McAvoy is perfect, because McAvoy at this stage in his career is kind of the veteran guy now. Even though he's only 25, like, I wouldn't consider McAvoy to be a veteran, but he is a veteran at the game. And same thing with McAvoy. His first game was in the playoffs, and he dominated. Like, he was an amazing player. Same thing with Lohrei. He's dominated so far. Like, what's his points? I totally forgot about Patrick Brown too. Like again, Boston has fantastic depth. Like, that's why they're playing so good this season. Like, and even last year, their depth was on point. Actually, I guess Ian Mitchell has been playing good. He's a +3. Where is he? I guess Lohrei is a -2. Where's who was I looking for again? Lohrei or McAvoy? Maybe it was Lohrei. I don't know. I kind of forget my point now. But I really like that line combination of Lohrei and McAvoy, because Lohrei can ask McAvoy, like, how did you, like, that's probably why Lohrei has been playing great, because McAvoy stepped right onto the scene and instantly started running away with it, and Lohrei's doing the same thing. And then we have all of the depth. That was a big hit against one of the Tampa players. 63, didn't see that. They got it in their own zone. Where's the up on my screen? Yeah, I like that line, and when Grzelcyk comes back, that's going to be a perfect line of like a moving what's it called? A moving defenseman. I can't think of the word. Just a small forward defenseman with a big body. Hey, Boston scored! Yes! Just 4 minutes left of the period 2, which is huge. Tampa has been killing it on the shots. Holy! I just saw that 41-25. It just showed a picture. Oh, Coyle has been playing great. I don't know where that's coming from with him. Oh, that was just a sneak up over the shoulder. I don't know where that has been, where that came from with Coyle. I think Coyle, now that he's kind of like, he was doing good there for a couple years, and then everybody kind of, for like a year or two there, everybody kind of thought he was just a big body getting paid too much and too long, and everybody's like, oh, we should trade him because we'd get great value. But he was good. He's always been a good player. He just never really stuck out. But I think that, like, he's always been that guy to kind of just stay low on the radar. But I think, and he's used his body, like, he is a good player. He's been just good. But I think, okay, I can't remove this ad. But I think he's now playing into his own. I think he's now, like, trying to be the guy, because he was forced to be the guy on the Wild. It's break right now. He was forced to be the guy on the Wild, and he was like the second line centerman and yada yada, and I don't think he really enjoyed that, because he again didn't have any line mates. Like, who's his line mate next to him? So he has another big body guy, so he doesn't have to be the big body guy. And then he has another shooter, so he doesn't have to be the shooter. So he can kind of play his own game, slash, be, I forgot my point. Slash, again, I just completely, but slash, do his own game, play his own game, and be kind of both the skill guy and the like big body guy. I'm also thinking too, I wonder if I should, because right now these are just pre-recording. I wonder if I should stream these on something, because this video, I know this guy. Well, I don't know him personally. I mean, I've seen his videos, and he almost has 250k views, and he is doing the same thing that I'm doing right now, just obviously earlier. Like, he's just talking on a podcast, and then like he is now he's doing huge. But I don't know where I would stream it to. I guess YouTube. But is anybody? I guess too. The other thing is, you kind of start streaming things. Yeah, but I get more interest. I stream sometimes video games, and I constantly have one of my viewers. Actually, I guess my only view, which is okay. Like, I'm glad he's enjoying my content, and we chat. We have conversations. But I guess with a podcast, you're not really answering people's questions doing it. And maybe this is just showing me how many people have viewed it, like, as a video. But yeah, right now it's on break again. Oh yeah, totally forgot. Joe Burrow is out for the season, which is huge for the Bengals, because they were doing good. Well, actually, sorry, I'm mixing them up with the Lions. The Lions are 7-2, actually 8-2. The Bengals were kind of going half and half. Like, were having an okay season. Maybe not up to standards, but it sucks that they lost Joe Burrow, because that's not gonna help them one bit to try and make up for the season. Like the same thing with the Oilers. The Oilers were having a terrible start to the season, and then randomly they fired their coach, who really has nothing to do with. Well, okay, see, it's hard to say that, because when Boston had Bruce Cassidy, he didn't really command the room, he was his career as a Boston coach was was less than some of the veterans in the room, so they didn't really listen to him. And I get everybody's like, oh, we should have kept Bruce Cassidy because now he's a Stanley Cup coach. He didn't really do much. He just kind of took over for a team that happened to be his fit. Like, we then got Jim Montembeault, and we broke the record for most wins in a season, and now we're starting off having a secondary great season. There's a penalty, but I didn't see, maybe Tampa penalty, which is not great for them at this point, because there's exactly 2:20 left. I think it's a Tampa penalty. It's hard to tell. Yeah, everybody's like, oh, we shouldn't have let him go, but he wasn't a fit with Boston. He's a better fit with Vegas, and they just happened to win the cup. If they didn't win the cup, nobody would have said anything. Because Jim Montembeault has transformed this team from a team that probably should have, it was Boston's, damn, to from a team that probably should have rebuilt like 3 years ago to now being the team that has the most regulation wins. Obviously, the playoffs didn't go well for them, but all the teams that have made a big record like that have then gone on to win the Stanley Cup the very next season. But he has turned the almost rebuilding Boston Bruins into a top at least 10, top 5 team to be scary. Something happened. I don't know what the hell happened. Oh, there's just a timeout. I thought they were like trying to call back the penalty. Oh, that's interesting. Tampa has pulled the goalie, so it's a 6-on-4, which is an interesting move. But I mean, I get it. It actually could. See, you know what I realize is having a 6-on-whatever. I think that's too many guys, because you don't play 6-on-whatever often. Like, you kind of get confused when you have too many guys on the ice. I get if you're down from 5 and you pull your goalie, so then you're 5 on whatever. But I feel like having 6-on-4 is just gonna confuse them. Like having too many guys. I just realized there's regular seats on the bench. It's not just a bench. Like there's like a stool that 2 of them just sat on. But Derek Forbett, it just showed Derek Forbett. Derek Forbett has been playing great defensively tonight. They instantly got the puck out of their end. But Derek Forbett and Carlo have been playing like very good defensively. But Jim Montembeault has turned this team from a potentially rebuilding team, or having to rebuild a couple of years ago, to now a top 5 team who's like one of the scariest teams, because they now have that youth injection. They have, I know I said the names before, but they have Zaka for, I thought it was a goal. They have Zaka for a full season. Frederick is now kind of getting more into his game. Like he's playing the big body guy, but also he's playing like the Brad Marchand type role, where he's just playing that like that rat. But the fun thing with Frederick is he will stand up for. Marchand stands up for himself too, but Frederick has the height, so he can stand up for himself. And then DeBrusk has been playing great, and the good thing with DeBrusk is they can put him on the first line and the fourth line, which is a very good back and forth. Matthew Portis has been playing great. Danton Heinen is I know he's not young, but he's a great veteran player for Portis and DeBrusk. And then Oscar Steen, Beecher, Lauco, and then new guys. Like this team has a good mix of already veteran players, youth, and new guys. And then that's just their forward. On defense, they have young guy, veteran players, defensive defensemen, and then the same usual guy, like the same typical guys that can tell them like kind of what to do when they need to. And then the power play, actually the penalty kill has been one of Boston's strongest assets this year, and I believe that was the issue last year. I think they had one of the worst penalty kills last year, but now they have one of the best. Actually, they have the best penalty kill. And everybody's been playing great, and then obviously the goalies, the Jeremy Swayman and Allmark, like just have. I was in the middle of talking about them, and the puck was getting closer to Boston's net. Maybe I won't talk about them. The penalty kill has been Zacha and DeBrusk, Lindholm and McAvoy, two veteran players, but Lindholm is more defensively in a little more. He's 50-50. Well, he's, I guess, like 65 35, I guess. I think my math is wrong there. But he's just been playing great with McAvoy on the penalty kill. And then let's get it out. Oh, that was cool. Oh, okay. You still got it out. That's fine. And then Danton Heinen on that second power play. Oh, sorry, I was talking about the penalty kill, but Danton Heinen has been playing great. But Zacha and DeBrusk, do they play together? Zacha and DeBrusk. No, they don't. And that's actually been working out for them because they've both swapped before. Like, they've gone from third line to first line. I'm just so nervous. There's 40 seconds left, or 20 seconds left. I just realized that is a quick timer. What? How did they not get that out? That, I think, is a little ridiculous. Oh, you've gotta be shitting me. I don't know what that one. How did they keep that in? That's ridiculous. How did they keep... I gotta see that play again. How is that not offside? I just don't understand how they didn't keep that in. I don't understand how they kept it in. It bounced off him. Oh, you gotta challenge that. I mean, that was a little ridiculous. I don't know. I would possibly challenge that. Okay, there was just a Tampa guy out front just like stuck his stick up like he knew it was gonna happen. Like, okay, you don't need to be that much of a jerk. I don't know about that one. They're gonna look at it. I personally think it went past it. See, I don't know if it has to go past the full blue line because it definitely didn't, or if it just has to be on the blue line. Because if he touched it and he was past the blue line, then it's offside. Oh, no, they're not even going to look at it. Wow, that sucks. 4 seconds. Damn. I didn't want this podcast to run too long, so I might just have to end it here. Damn. I could... Nah, you know what? I'm just gonna end it here. I don't want this podcast. You know what? Whatever. It's already been. It's already over. Overtime's gonna start very quickly. Man, that sucks. I'll just say it's an extra long podcast because the Boston game. Man, that sucks. 4 seconds left in the game. Holy. Sorry, just on my phone because something was happening. My phone is about to die too, kinda. It's got 14%. That absolutely sucks. 4 seconds, and they somehow kept that in. Like, I don't know about that one. Like, that was a little ridiculous that they kept that one in. Damn it. At least we get a point. Yeah, I figured overtime was going to start this quickly. And we're off. Wow, the Lightning have been terrible in overtime. 0-4? Holy. I mean, Boston's 1-2, which that's okay. Like, yeah, 2 losses, but I mean, 1 win. Like, it's not the worst record. Was it offside or penalty? I think that was offside because Pasternak is smiling, and that would have been caused by him if it was a penalty. So they've gone back to, well, I mean, it's not recently, but they've gone back to 3-on-3 overtime, which I actually like better because it does speed up the overtime, and they were thinking about this year to get rid of the shootout. But then, what are you going to do if there's an overtime? Or if the overtime ends? You're just going to have another overtime? That's why they have the shootout, to quicken up these games, and then there's not like 3 overtimes or 4 overtimes or something. Yeah, at least, I mean, I do hope that we win, but at least we got a point, which is nice. Oh, that's good. That was a terrible pass by Tampa. Yeah, I mean, I've talked about all I can. I'm just now watching at this point. Also, speaking of point, where is Braden Point? Have I just not seen his name? Is he injured? It's a 2-on-0. Oh, there was a 2-on-0. There was nothing. Damn it. At least we got a point, but fucking 4 seconds. I stayed for that. Okay, whatever. Well, at least we got a point. So we're still commanding the east Atlanta, the Eastern. What are we in? That was a terrible. It was a 2-on-0. Whatever. Honestly, whatever. We got a point. It's still very early in the season. That's okay. But yeah. So for now, you're awesome. Stay awesome. And rock out. What? There was it. That rock on.